Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I am again excited to be here with a new guest and excited to also discuss this project. So in response to Trump entering office last year in 2025 and starting the ICE raids all across the nation in a very violent, aggressive way towards various marginalized communities, back in June 2025, my nonprofit Alejandre Foundation decided to launch support groups for rapid responders, those that are on the front lines, as well as the immigration attorneys. But these groups were focused on the rapid responders, and we had workshop offerings and support groups in series of 4 to 8 sessions. These groups got a very positive response. They were very helpful for folks in them. It was a very tedious process because, as you would imagine, we had to screen very carefully to be sure that the participants were the participants they were saying and that they would be safe. And I'm very proud of that project. And so here we are a year later trying to launch a second round, but this time with more intention and a little bit more growth in the research sense. So today I am very excited to be joined by Yessica Green Rosas, who is a researcher and a profe here at the University of San Diego. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
So Yessica, before we talk about what we are going to be up to, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, about your family? You could just introduce yourself to the community.
Well, my name is Yessica. That's right, that I'm a profe here at the University of San Diego. So I work as faculty in the Psychological Sciences Department. I'm a proud daughter of immigrants. So my dad's side of the family is from Baja California, and my mom's side of the family is from Sonora, Mexico. And now Sonora, for folks who might not be familiar, is a state on the West Coast, right next to the Gulf of Mexico. My research really focuses on reducing mental health disparities for culturally diverse families, which basically means helping families who come from diverse backgrounds have good mental health outcomes, have equal access to treatment, and to be informed of psychological findings and facts that are helpful for them and for their own well-being. So I'm really excited to talk about this project and for us to work on our collaborations.
Absolutely, yes. So for folks that are not sure what rapid responders do or who they are, we're going to describe a bit about that because their role has just been expanding due to the need. It just hasn't slowed down. We know that the ICE raids seem to have gotten worse, and rapid responders are, again, on the front lines. They respond to the raids that are happening in the moment before they happen. They might be patrolling the streets. If a loved one is detained, they may help with identifying the vehicle or the fruit stand or finding the family to help them get connected to resources. And so most rapid responders do this voluntarily. There are some that there is funding at their community organization and they get paid, but a lot of folks are overextended regardless. And it is an incredible job that is absolutely necessary during these times with the current administration's tactics targeting our communities. With that, we want to also talk about the mental health symptoms that were shared from the first cohort of the rapid responders. Many of them shared PTSD-like symptoms in the sense that they were hypervigilant, they were fearful, not just for themselves, but of course for their families, looking out the windows. They shared higher levels of anxiety, depression, and irritability. People who were not irritable before with coworkers now were being much more snappier. They also shared an increase of substance use, noticing that pattern. And so a lot of these rapid responders, again, are struggling with their own mental health while helping the community, protecting the community ultimately. And so we felt that it was important to create a pre and post test that could formally-ish, right, measure their symptoms before they started the group and after the group. And so that is why I did a call on social media and I got connected to Yessica through somebody that follows me. And I believe it's your sibling, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So I am very honored and excited because we've just been talking for a week, but the connection has been there. This feels very much in alignment. And so my question for you, Yessica, so why is creating a pre and post test for a project like this important? And why does research in general matter?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. Thank you. I really think that research matters for the same reason that education matters. We know that knowledge is power, and research gives us a way to investigate questions that are important to us in a reliable and valid form. So when I talk about research, really what I'm talking about is ethical and scientific research, investigative methods that will give us results that we know are accurate and at the same time are protecting the participants that are a part of it. So for this example, right, we want to know what is the effect of these groups. And so having pre and post measures of how folks are doing, what types of symptoms they've been experiencing, what types of concerns are coming up for them before and after they get X, Y, or Z level of support, right? In this case, it's going to be groups, is really, really valuable for us to see the effects and for us to see, right, what are the outcomes, how X procedure was helpful for them, and what types of improvements we can continue doing and what types of supports might be most beneficial for members of the community and for the individuals participating in the project.
So for folks that need the clarification, if individuals want to participate in our free support group offerings and they want to also be part of the research study, but let's say they are undocumented and concerned, should they be concerned? Will their data be shared with DHS, all of these agencies?
No. And that's a really common concern, right? Again, this idea of what is ethical and what is scientific, and really within research procedures, one of the most important pieces is confidentiality. So the idea that if you have a participant engaging in your project or as part of your project, you're doing everything that you can to protect their identity. And that's exactly what we would be doing, right? So no personal information would be shared with anybody outside of the research team, no linkage to your data. And when I say data, it's really just responses to a survey or responses to interview questions. It's really important as the field as a whole to be able to protect folks who are receiving support from the field. And for us, that's really our number one priority, to make sure that all participants have their data confidential, and that especially if they, right, hold identities that might be more vulnerable, for that concern to be acknowledged and for us to ensure that practices are in place that to really protect their information.
Thank you. And are there any other myths or concerns that you have noticed come up within the BIPOC Latinx community?
I think that one of the main concerns is really just that, right? The information that may or may not be shared with other folks. Another piece is really just thinking about what would these results support, or what will the use be, right, for the data that is gathered or the project itself. And part of the process is also being very open and very transparent about these results are going to be used in XYZ way. And really what we're trying to focus on is finding ways to improve the groups and services and to advocate for the community.
Yeah, and I think because additionally, the nonprofit is very tiny and volunteer run, and most of the funds have come in through Latinx therapy or community on social media that has fundraised for us or donated themselves. We are really hoping that these pre and post test measures outside of the study, that we can show some numbers on social media, that we can show if a grant is asking us, for some information, some statistics, proof that we have numbers more than anything that can show. And so I know you also wanted to integrate qualitative, which would kind of translate to like text-like questions, right? So that people can also hear directly with consent from the people that are being surveyed, the rapid responders, and to hear their impact, because we want to continue supporting those that are protecting our communities during during these turbulent times.
Absolutely. And the qualitative piece that you mentioned, we know is important because yes, we have these professional identities, and at the same time, we're human and our brains don't work purely by numbers, right? It's really important for us to also know the story, know people's experiences, and to be able to connect in that way. And so when we're advocating, including both the trends, the numbers of changes that we've seen, as well as hearing individual stories and experiences, makes that advocacy so much more powerful when we're, fighting for a cause and when we're trying to explain why is this important? Why does it matter? Why do we need this level of support for our community? And so hopefully we'll be able to gather information and really be able to support folks providing both pieces of information.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Yessica. Before I explain a little bit more about the groups and the facilitators and enrollment, I also want to, share that I believe the groups are going to start in March because that's when we would likely have the pre and post test ready to go. And in regards to the study, that is separate, right, from the pre and post test. So for those that want to participate but don't want to be part of the study, that's also fine. We will go through all of that during the screener. I do the screeners myself. So with that, Yessica, can you share where people can find more about you and learn about your research?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a faculty page at the University of San Diego faculty website. In that page, I'll include links to both my social media account as well as my research lab account or webpage. So yeah, looking forward to meeting new folks, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. So those links will be added eventually. We're recording February 2026.
Yep, exactly.
So we look forward to seeing more and learning more about Yessica's research lab here at the University of San Diego. So with that, merging back to the support groups before we completely end this segment. The groups, we are hoping to start recruitment late February. Essentially, the pre-test is ready to go. Again, participation is free. We are recruiting facilitators from the Latinx Therapy Directory. So they are Latinx therapists or psychologists that have experience advocating and also working with rapid responders or other activists. So we are carefully selecting them as well. And again, every facilitator will choose a subject for your mental health. And I think this round we may have 4 groups, and then we'll have 3 to 4 one-time workshops because we know that there are some rapid responders that cannot commit to the support groups. It is sort of mandatory, but loosely, to attend the support groups as much as possible, right? But the workshops are one time. So if you like the subject, if you're going to benefit from that subject one time, it's an hour and a half that you attend, and that's it. There is no commitment. You don't have to do the pre or post test there or be part of the study. So that is separate. So we are really trying to create mental health services for rapid responders. We do not have people shadowing these groups or anything like that. This is a very intimate group of 6 to 8, maybe 9 people in a group with your one facilitator. So if you have any questions, please let me know at hello@alejandrefoundation.org or info@latinxtherapy.com. I'm available through either inbox, but please do not DM me. With that, please be sure that you follow our YouTube channel, Latinx Therapy, and follow on all social media platforms, Latinx Therapy as well. Okay, be well, be safe, and protect your neighbors. Hablamos pronto.